Hello, musical scholars. Welcome back to another lesson. So glad you're here on this beautiful God-given day. All right, well, we are going to start with the devotion, God Sees the Heart. I'll show you just a picture just so you can see it first, and then I will be reading about it. Jesus saw a rich man come into the temple. He knew the man was rich because his clothes were nice and he carried a big bag of money. Jesus also saw a poor woman dressed in rags. She had only a few coins to give. Do you think Jesus showed special kindness to the rich man? Did he ignore the poor woman? Of course not. He treated them equally. He treated them fairly. Favoritism is when we treat one person with greater kindness than another. James said that we should never show favoritism. Why? Because all men and women, all boys and girls, are loved by God. We should treat them with the same kindness, regardless of what kind of clothes they wear or how much the money they have, what color is their skin, what color is their hair or eyes. Can you show God's love to all men and women, to all boys and girls? God will be pleased. And right in the Bible, in the book of James, chapter 2, verse 1, don't show favoritism. Treat everybody equally. Treat them with kindness and respect. And here's our short prayer for today. Father, you are the God who created all people. Help me to treat all people with kindness and respect. Amen. That's what we need to do, treat them all with kindness and respect, no matter who they are. That's what God wants us to do. Well, we're going to do a song right now called God Sees the Heart. And you are going to see the words in front of you. And then right after that song, we're going to sing, I Am a C. If you remember, we did this a few weeks ago. I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRSTIN. The words will be in front of you, and I'll talk about it later. But let's start with the song, God Sees the Heart. Remember, it'll say chorus, and that's what we sing. And then there's a verse, and then we have to go back to the top of the page with the chorus again. Here we go.
My brothers, as believers in Jesus Christ. My brothers, as believers in Jesus Christ. Don't show favoritism, no, no, no. Don't show favoritism, no, no, no. My brothers, as believers in Jesus Christ. Don't favor one if his clothes are new. God only sees the heart. Don't favor one if her eyes are blue. God only sees the heart. My brothers, as believers in Jesus Christ. My brothers, as believers in Jesus Christ. As believers in Jesus Christ.
And like I said, we're going to go to the next song, I Am a C, where the words are on the page as well. And you can sing along with me. I'll start, and I will do this several times. I'll start it off slowly, and then we will, each time we do it, we'll do it a little bit faster. But I'll start slow. I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRISTIAN, and I have CHRIST in my HEART, and I will LIVEETERNALLY. Now we get to do it a little bit faster. Follow along. I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRISTIAN, and I have CHRIST in my HEART, and I will LIVEETERNALLY. And of course we can do it faster, right? I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRISTIAN, and I have CHRIST in my HEART, and I will LIVEETERNALLY. And I bet I can do it even a little bit faster. Try to keep up with me. Here we go. It's a challenge. I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRISTIAN, and I have CHRIST in my HEART, and I will LIVEETERNALLY. Did you do it as fast as me? I hope so. All right, my friends, we are going to transition right now. The last couple of weeks, we've been talking about spirituals, which are religious folk songs created by the African American slaves. And we had examples of those. And we also talked about songs that were sung during the Civil Rights Movement, where they used some of those spirituals and changed the words to fit whatever they were marching for. Well, we're going to go back a little bit now, and we're going to be talking a little bit about jazz. How did jazz get its start? Jazz music. Well, to start with, we're going to do our song, Jazz is on Its Way. You're going to hear the words, you're going to hear the music, I should say, and you're going to see the words in front of you. I love this song. I love all the words, and the beat is fun. And of course, you hear my dog barking in the background, so maybe you'll hear the music and it will drown out her barking. Jazz is on its way. jazz is on its way. Jazz is an exciting and unique type of music. It was born in the United States somewhere in the early 20th century, right around 1900. And I have to tell you that the African Americans' contribution to jazz is huge, because the music of the slaves, those spirituals, were like the foundation. But then what's happening is that there's music coming from all different parts of the world. And what I'd like to do right now is just show a little map of the world and tell you that there's music coming from Africa. There's music coming from Europe. There's music coming from right in here, Cuba and Haiti. And you know where it's landing? It's landing in the United States. All these people are coming to the United States. And especially they're coming to New Orleans, Louisiana. We're calling that the birthplace of jazz. That's where jazz really got its start. And what I want to do is, you just heard that song, Jazz is on its way. We're going to talk right now first about a type of music which is called marching band music. Oh, and it's got trumpets and trombones and lots of different instruments together. And I'm sure you might have heard this song before, because if you've ever been to a parade, a lot of times it is played. It's called Stars and Stripes Forever. And you're going to hear all these musical instruments, which will drown out my dog barking. Stop it right there, because I'm going to be playing you some examples of music right now. That's marching band music, and this was very popular in the later 1800s, during the Civil War and after the Civil War. So this is part of the music that is coming over from Europe into the United States. Well, there's another musical style called the blues that is developing right around 1900, late 1800s, early 1900s. And the blues is specific. It was created by the African Americans. And these are people who either had been born into slavery, or perhaps their parents were born into slavery. And the blues is what we call secular music. It means it's not sacred. It's not about God or Jesus. Those were the spirituals. But this is secular music, and it's talking about feelings. In fact, the word blue is another word for feeling sad. So if you ever hear somebody saying, I'm feeling kind of blue today, that means I'm feeling sad. Because think about it. The people who had been born into slavery, or their parents were slaves, that was a rough life. And even after that, African Americans did not get the rights that a lot of other people did. So they're letting those feelings come out into their music. So we're going to be hearing a song right now called the St. Louis Blues. And this was written by a man named W.C. Handy. And he was a very well-educated African American. He studied with a lot of people. He went to college, and he studied what we call classical music. But then, he's thinking, I need something a little bit more. I need something that's going to reflect what the African Americans are feeling. And this is what we call the blues music. So you're going to hear some blues music right now called the St. Louis Blues. And so let me cue up my music. I'll play a little bit of it. And again, W.C. Handy, we call him the father of the blues. So here's a little bit of his music. So here we go. This should be the right one. St. Louis Blues.
I hate to see the evening sun go down. hate to see the evening sun go down, 'cause my baby, she done left this town.
I'm going to pause that for a minute and just tell you that if you listen to that, I hate to see the evening sun go down. I hate to see the evening sun go down. The first two lines are exactly the same. Then it's the third line that changes. And that's what's really important in blues music. You have the first two lines the same, and then you change it. 'Cause my baby done left this town. You're going to hear the next verse. Listen for the same thing, where the first two lines are the same, and then the third line changes, but they do rhyme.
Feeling tomorrow like I feel today. Feel tomorrow like I feel today. I'll pack my trunk, make my getaway.
All right, so you can see how we've got the first two lines the same, and then the third line changes. Maybe you can write some of your own blues music as well. But let me play you another example of some blues music. Again, this is early blues music, a lot in the 1900s, 1910s, 1920s. Here's a man named Robert Johnson, and he was very influential in blues music. I actually have a picture of him, so you can see this is what he looked like. And he was a person who would go around from town to town. He was walking, he was catching a ride with people, he was hopping trains, and he had his guitar. It was easy to take around from place to place. And he wrote some blues music too. And here's a song called Sweet Home Chicago. Let's listen to some of this.
Measure 1.
Oh, sorry. Cue to the next one. Listen to that guitar.
Come on, oh, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to the land of California, my sweet home Chicago? Come on, oh, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, oh, baby, don't you wanna go back to the land of California, my sweet home Chicago? Now, 1 was 2, 2 is 4. I'm heavy loaded, baby, I'm booked. I gotta go, I'm crying, baby. Honey, don't you wanna go back to the land of California, my sweet home Chicago?
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. You got to hear some of that. And I don't have an example of this person's music, but I want to show you a picture because we called W.C. Handy the father of the blues. They call Ma Rainey, her name was Gertrude Rainey, they call her the mother of the blues. In fact, they've just released a movie about her on Netflix, Ma Rainey, the mother of the blues. She was born in Georgia, and she did a lot of what they called tent shows. Towns would set up a tent, and musicians would come, and it was just, that was their entertainment back then because they didn't have TV. A lot of people couldn't afford to go to the movies, and not every town had a movie theater. So she was also part of a song and dance team with her husband, and she recorded over 100 songs in the 1920s. So what we call a very prolific singer. Very successful business owner too, because she also operated 2 theaters after she was done doing her touring. So that is Ma Rainey. Now I'm going to go back to another song by W.C. Handy. It's called the Memphis Blues. Remember, W.C. Handy is the father of the blues. Here's a little bit of the Memphis Blues. stop it there and just say this is leading us into ragtime music. Ragtime was played on piano, and you can hear that, back and forth like that on the piano. It was a lot of places, what they called honky tonks, were places where people would go to dance and socialize, and you would hear this kind of music, ragtime, in the early 1900s. Would all these types of music, the blues, ragtime, the marching bands that I talked about, well, now we're starting to really get into the jazz era. We've got something called Dixieland music, and Dixieland is going to be utilizing some of those, trombones and trumpets, and also the banjo and the drums. You're going to hear all these instruments playing together, and Dixieland is the earliest form of jazz music. So that's why I want you to hear a little bit of Dixieland music right now. And let me cue up the music so you can hear it. You hear the evolution, how this music is all starting to change and come together. So here we go with some Dixieland music.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that is not it. Sorry. We got the wrong one here. I did that again. Put the wrong CD in. I guess I just wasn't thinking. And it's good. I'm recording this on a late Sunday, very late Sunday afternoon. So I think that's why. But that's okay, because I've got it right here, and I can cue up the music, and here we go. I love this. Hear that trumpet, clarinet, banjo, piano. And that's Dixieland music. So now all these types of music are going to be leading us into true jazz music. And the next time we're together, I'm going to play you some of that jazz music. We've got big band music, swing music. We've got jazz rock, fusion music, Latin jazz music, bebop music. These are all different types of jazz. There's so many different types of music. Isn't it a wonderful world that we live in, that we can have so many different types? I hope you've enjoyed just learning about some of these, the blues music, ragtime, Dixieland, some of W.C. Handy, Ma Rainey, Robert Johnson. There's so many more that we could talk about, but this at least gives you a little bit of a taste. So our music time is over. So as always, I say, stay safe, stay healthy. God bless each and every one of you. Please treat each other with kindness and respect. And now, until we meet again, goodbye.